stop to it. You both personalized, and you need to take a breath. I know, you're frustrated. And this is my concern. I sat in that forum and I listened to people in that forum, and there were people there that called me afterwards. There were people who saw me on the street who said I was afraid to talk there. And we need to be aware of that, and we need to be aware of what everyone is doing in this community.
A merger study committee representing the school districts of Paulet and Rupert and UD 47, the Union School District that operates the kindergarten through 6th grade Mettawee School, met for the first time on Wednesday, August 30th, after a well-attended community forum held at the school on August 10th. The 7-member committee discussed the feedback they had heard at the forum and voted, after an extended and sometimes pointed discussion, by a 5-2 margin to continue to designate 2 schools in New York State, the Granville Junior-Senior High School and the Washington Academy in Salem, for the 2 towns' 7th through 12th grade students. The proposed articles of agreement being discussed by the Merger Study Committee would also allow Rupert and Paulet residents to send their children to other secondary schools, but then they would have to pay the difference between the tuition the town currently pays to the New York schools, which at the moment is $8,750 in Paulet and $5,495 in Rupert, and the tuition the other schools would charge. The issue of designation versus school choice has divided residents in the 2 towns, since the question emerged at the forefront of discussions around forming a new merged district under Act 46 of the current 3 districts. The Mettawee School District, as it would be known, would qualify as a so-called side-by-side merger to the Taconic and Green Regional School District and would remain part of the Bennington-Rutland Supervisory Union. One attempt to craft a compromise package, which would have opened up school choice for high schoolers while keeping designation for 7th to 8th graders, failed to gain enough traction and was ultimately turned down by the committee. Scott McChesney, one of the committee members, sought to put the question of school choice up for a public ballot, but that too was turned down by a majority of the committee members.
By putting it on the ballot, basically question 1, should the 2 towns merge? And then question 2, pick one option. Designate 7 through 12 or designate 7, 8, choice 9 through 12.
You know, I can understand where you're coming from, Scott, but I also wonder why have some of us met since December of 15, when we had the first meeting here. Why were we necessary? Saying that let the people vote. I mean, we're proposing it to the people now. And I think the question has also been voted upon 4 times. Once at the non-binding resolution.
Discussion among the townspeople who attended both the community forum earlier in August and the meeting on August 30th touched on demographics and tax rates in the 2 communities, as well as real estate values and the local economy. Some advocates for school choice maintain that having choice would attract more younger families to the 2 towns and provide a boost for both communities.
Also experienced firsthand listing and selling foreclosure properties both in Paulet and in Rupert. I come face to face with a comment from buyers all the time. Paulet is such a beautiful area, but because of the school designation, we need to look at other communities. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could market choice education to entice these buyers to move to our communities? I think that we can all agree that building the Mettawee Community School created a positive boost to our towns. There's no doubt that we were faced with the same concerns over rising taxes during the discussions. Our communities need growth. We have skilled tradespeople, medical staffing, attorneys, farmers, craftspeople, teachers, hospitality, restaurant owners, volunteer organizations, and the list goes on, that rely on growth for the businesses to thrive and be successful.
But that is not a viewpoint shared by all.
The fact that they're not growing because we don't have choice. I'd like to offer the concept that people aren't moving here because we don't have jobs for them to move to. And although you think that you're going to create job opportunities here, we don't have the most welcome tax community either. Our state doesn't do much to foster business and create an environment for new businesses to grow. As a retiree, I can tell you, I can't imagine too many retirees wanting to move here if they keep seeing their taxes go up. Mine just went up. And in fact, they've doubled in the last 10 years. So I think we have to consider more than just choice as an option to grow the community.
Reflecting the close divisions in the two towns over the question, the Merger Study Committee had earlier voted by a narrow 4-3 margin to maintain designation. The tuition rate at the two New York schools is much lower than that at the neighboring Vermont schools. Tuition to Burton Academy, for example, would be $17,700 at present. And that lower tuition rate has eased pressure on local property tax rates. But committee member Bill Morrissey argued there's more to it than tax rates, and that the education of children should come first.
What is this? It's our kids. You know, they're not worth it. I mean, I had people come to me and say, well, why do this now? Just pay your way and then you'll enjoy lower taxes. What about the other kids? Somebody educated me as I came along. I just can't stomach this. I mean, I've been quiet. I'm trying to learn this. It's complicated. If I knew it was going to be this bad, I wouldn't be here. Yeah.
Now that the committee has approved a set of articles of agreement for the proposed new school district, the next step is for the Agency of Education to review the proposed articles of agreement. If they get a green light there, a vote will be held in Rupert and Paulet in early November to approve the merger. Both towns must approve the merger for it to pass. Susan Hosley, who chaired the Merger Study Committee, said the voters will soon get their say.
And then it comes back to us, and we move forward to once we have our finalized copy, we move forward to the two school boards, Paulet and Rupert, and they will put forward a vote with the articles.
Do you have any sense as to how the vote is going to turn out?
I don't. I would not make that prediction.
No crystal ball?
I left my crystal ball home, I guess.
All right. So are you pleased with the outcome?
I am pleased that we've done our process. I think we've done our due diligence, and now we're going to move it forward to the voters.
The new merged district, if ultimately approved, would qualify for the property tax incentives available under Act 46. This is Rupert and Paulet's second attempt at a merger. An earlier initiative last year, which included the nearby town of Wells, didn't work out. For the GNAT TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.